So as you guys can see, this groove is based around the MIXOLYDIAN scale. In the beginning, I was just having a little fun, kind of imitating a guitar player using a dominant 7 chord. So we're using that tritone on the dominant 7. We're in the key of G first and foremost. So we're using the G MIXOLYDIAN scale. And I won't spend too much time on that. Like I said before, go ahead and refresh your memory or refresh yourself, period, on the lesson prior to this one, the MIXOLYDIAN mode. Most of you that have been following me for some time know that I'm a little unorthodox when it comes to my playing and techniques. I don't really like to think in the box. I'm a think out the box kind of guy, kind of player. But anyway, to get that nice raking sound, use that technique. Go slow up and down just to get that. It's almost like a double thumb technique, which we'll get into later. I know I get a lot of questions about the double thumb technique and the slapping technique that is coming. So stay tuned for that. All right, so like I said in the beginning, I'm using that tritone. I'm using the 7th note of the MIXOLYDIAN scale, and I'm using the. See if we can figure that note. What number, what scale degree is that? That's the 10th degree. All right, that's the 10th note of that scale. So I'm using the 7th note and the 10th note. All right, so like I said before, I'm using a tritone. That space between that note is a tritone, but we'll get into that as well a little later on too. All right, so I did that for a couple bars. Then I came back down to the bass line. So very simple groove, very simple groove. Like I said, it's based on a MIXOLYDIAN scale. If you notice, there's one note inside of there that's not in the MIXOLYDIAN scale. It's kind of a passing note, all right, to the note that I want to get to. So let's see if we can figure out what that note is. All right, so if you didn't see that, if you didn't catch it, the note that I'm playing, all right, is that C sharp. The C sharp is not technically in the MIXOLYDIAN, the G MIXOLYDIAN scale, all right, but I'm using it to pass over to the 5. All right, very common bass line, that chromatic walk up from the 3, the 3rd note, to the 5th note. So I got 3, 4, sharp 4, 5. Let's do it over again. I'm going to start from the G, B to the D. Let's do it again. 3, 4, boom, D. Let's do it again. 3, 4, down, 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 down. And have I stressed before in any other lesson videos how important it is to use a metronome? Right now I'm not using it just because I want to get the feel for it. I want to keep stopping and starting it, stopping and starting. But you get the idea. You'll get a feel for that timing. Do it at whatever pace you feel comfortable with. All right. So I think this one was at 115. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure, but it was around that. It was around that that BPM. The next 2 notes to end that phrase, we're going to go back to the 6 and then the 5. All right. So if we put it all together, 6, 5, 7, 11, 6, 5. All right. 6, 5, 7, 11, 6, 5. So that's the end of that bass line slash phrase, if you will, that part of the groove. All right, the other parts are just like little fills and, you know, improv that I added in there, but I'll show you that as well. To get full access to the rest of this lesson, you want to head over to DaricBennett.com if you're not already there to start your free trial today. All right, you won't regret it. We got new advanced lessons coming up every single week for our members. We even have an interactive forum where you can ask anything you want. I'll be able to answer any questions you have and just interact with all types of bass players around the world. All right, so go start your free trial. Until next time,